Hey everyone, how you doing? So I'm from Chicago, Chi-town in the house. Well, at least that's what I grew up thinking. See, we were on Central Standard Time. We were White Sox fans, some Cubs fans, Bears fans. Our highways went to Chicago. Our radio and TV was in Chicago. But here's the thing. We lived in Northwest Indiana. So Northwest Indiana has a river running through it called the Calumet River. So as a nickname, they call it the Calumet region or the region. And those from the region affectionately call ourselves, does anyone know? Region rats, yes. It's a term of endearment. So all that time I thought, I'm from Chicago, but Chicago really didn't claim us. They thought, they blamed us for the pollution. And Indiana blamed us, well, for everything. They said we weren't even on their time zone. So I didn't know anything about being a Hoosier. And there were some amazing moments I had in Northwest Indiana, but also some bad moments. My dad left our family when I was 10 years old, and my mom became a single parent. My older brothers sort of became the men of the house, and they brought along gang activity and crime and other things. And so I was convinced that that's where I was going to be forever. And then at the age of 17, I ran away from home. And I ended up in an emergency shelter, a youth shelter, and even went to a foster home. But because of that, I suddenly felt safe. But I was already a senior in high school. So any idea of doing anything other than surviving was kind of beyond me, right? Until my high school guidance counselor, her name was Sylvia Morrisroe, and she stalked me. But the good kind of stalking. See, she called me down to the office for that let's talk about college thing, and I thought, well, this is either a good way to get out of class or this is just a joke. And I thought really it was a joke when she said, you should go to IU Bloomington. I thought, I don't know anything about IU. The only thing I know about IU is that IU trident that looks like a pitchfork, which also looks like a gang symbol. So she persisted, she was diligent, she did not quit. And there we have it. I ended up at IU. She successfully recommended me to the Group Scholars Program. And here I was, a first-generation Latino student in Bloomington. But I was kind of in over my head. Like I just didn't know what was happening. It was culture shock seemed like the least of my problems. I was just kind of a dazed over deer in the headlights, right? Until one day my RA in my dorm announced that they're accepting candidates for Florida governor. Any former Florida governors in the house? Okay, I didn't think so, but that's okay. Well, hey, I was so excited. I threw my hat in the ring. And then a couple days later, he came and he knocked on my door and he's like, Gavin, you won. You're Florida governor. And I was like, yes. I was so empowered. I was so thrilled. I was so badass that it just, I decided to run for everything and get involved with everything. I did dance marathon. I became a student body senator. I even became president of Latinos Unidos, one of the student organizations. I mean, it was just out of control. I even became a Colts fan, or what most of my friends back in the region call a traitor, but, or they don't even acknowledge the Colts. But so, it's like when I think of my high school counselor, my guidance counselor, and when I think of my RA, I think, man, they created a monster. They also created a Hoosier.